Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Implanted microchip could be used to verify the jab 91 vac status. Let me read that again. Implanted microchip could be used to verify the jab status. All praises to the Most High. You know, we are coming to that time. We almost there. So this goes on to read, implanted microchip could be used to verify the jab status. Stockholm, Sweden, microchip technology invented by Swedish startup company Epicenter is now being presented as a possible way to carry around a jab passport under a person's skin, according to a viral video. And I just played a clip of that video. And they are prepping you for what's inevitable to come, which is that microchip, which is going to be able to have not just the status of, your jab on it, but it's also going to be able to have the status of a lot of other things, such as digital currency, your other medical records, and any other wearables that you're using now. You're going to be able to just transfer all that over onto the microchip. So it's just going to be more convenient for those who are into that lifestyle to have everything consolidated into one area, into one little grain of rice put up under their right hand, or left. But it's just basically a sign of submission that you're submitting to this beast system. And this is proof right here that we coming into that time. They just been prepping you for this, getting you ready, giving you these wearables. So now your mind is like, okay, I'm part of this machinery. You're getting one step closer to complete perfection as they look at it, merging man with machine, also known as transhumanism. So this is remarkable, man. Not in the sense that it should be praised, but it's remarkable that the word is coming to pass right here in the front of you, and right here before you. So this is so they gonna use this microchip and put everything on it, and they're gonna start off with your status of the jab. So in Isaiah the 58th chapter, it tells you. Let's go get it. This is Isaiah 58, and we're going to read verse 1. And it says, "Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins." So you not having the opportunity of making a sound decision won't be an excuse, because there's many servants out there pushing this word, this truth, that the time we are coming in is the last days, and that this pandemic that we are under is part of biblical prophecy. And the end game is they want to brand all their cattle. And how are they going to brand all their cattle? They're going to put a chip to know everything about that person and control that person. And if you comply with that, you are complying with the beast. So this is the time that, whether you receive or you reject, it's going to be totally up to you. So you can't say that you didn't have a chance to know what's going on once that time happens, once that hour happens. Spoken of in, I believe, the book of Matthew. But this is the end game for them. And that's going to be in Revelation. And we're going to go read it. And this is Revelation 13. And we're going to go down to verse number 16. And it reads, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And in that right hand, you seeing that chip, and you seen how progressively this has came along from the beginning of the year to this end of the year, from one jab to the next, to updating those jabs, to age groups getting pushed back further and further, to now it's ages 5 to 11, to pretty soon it's going to be out of the womb. And what else does it say? And he causes to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And you're going to need that mark in the forehead, because there's a guy by the name of Elon Musk that's coming up with this Neuralink, where it's an implanted chip that you're going to be able to put into your head and wear that to go along with the implanted chip in your hand. And they're going to link up and sync in with one another. So it says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And you're not going to be able to operate in this society unless you have that mark. You're not going to be able to go into the stores, venues such as ball games, concerts, or what have you, unless you have proof of that status. So they gradually pushing you into that idea, that concept, to get updates. Because first it started off as, I just need one jab, then 2. Now you need this to go along with that. So it's just a matter of time for they just come on out with it and say, okay, we here. This is it. And it also reads, verse 18, "Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Right. So you got the knowledge to know who this beast is, and we are in that beast system. And it's all here in America. This is it. This is where it's coming to, America. That's the end game. So it says in Habakkuk 2 and 3 that what? Let's get it. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." See, there's only so much they can do to make you believe that it's a different narrative than what is actually being portrayed. So eventually they have to come out with the end game. They can no longer push it back as far as they want. They have to say, okay, we got as many as we can get. Now we just have to come out and just put it out on the table. So they're using these other startup companies to get you, get you in the mood so you won't be taken by surprise. So you're gonna hear more and more about this until they get ready to put it all out. Just like with Bitcoin, how they just had a Congress meeting over the purpose of blockchain technology in the Bitcoin. So they looking to regulate that. And as soon as they regulate that, they're going to be looking to push this into Congress and have this regulated. So it's only a matter of time. Just like they told you January 4th, they will make it mandate, but because the people was fighting it, they said, okay, we'll temporarily suspend it. So what? They took it to the highest courts and they got it reinstated, and now I think it's January the 10th. So it's only a matter of time. I mean, they give the people just enough to keep them quiet for that time being, but they have to get their agenda completed because they know they only have a little time before Yahweh comes back. So I'm going to read that one more time, and it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. That's right. So I just showed a clip to let you know that was recently. So we coming into that time where they're going to come out with a chip that can have everything on it. But first, they're probably going to, like I showed you, they'll first probably just start off with something simple as having your phone or some kind of device to be able to scan to see whether or not you've been branded, whether or not you can be detected and see what your status is. And then eventually they're going to add other things onto that to where it's evident that you became part or machine has now became part of human, however you want to look at it. Transhumanism, the new currency. I did a video on that. So I'm going to close out 1 Peter, and we're going to go from there. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And if you think it's a game and you just go on about your life, not knowing, and you get that, hey, you got nobody else to blame but yourself. As I read in Isaiah the 58th chapter, the first verse, and it told us to cry out loud, show our people our transgressions, the house of Jacob their sins. So it's a lot of servants that's putting in work showing you what time we in, so you have no excuse. So when that time comes, that's on you. And that's why it tells you to be prepared. I'm going to go get that. This is the book of St. Luke. And we're going to go down to chapter 12, and we're going to go down to verse, I believe it's 40. And it reads, be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. So stay ready, man. Don't let Satan, the adversary, catch you off guard. You know what time it is. You know your job's going to be put on the line. Your livelihood. Will you bow down to the beast and receive his mark to sustain this level of living? Or will you be prepared and ready for that hour that no man knoweth when the Messiah, the Hamashiach, comes back. So, with that being said, Shalom.